The woman's house. It sat right where the cul-de-sac curled, shaped like a fat, ominous question mark, an architectural anomaly at the very edge of our safe, predictable world. Kids whispered all sorts of things about her, their voices hushed and conspiratorial on the playground. Some said she was a reclusive widow who fried bacon for her dead husband's ghost every single sunrise, the smell supposedly wafting down the street on particularly still mornings. Others swore she grew roses with razor-sharp thorns, capable of drawing blood if you dared to touch them. None of it mattered, not really, not until the dare. Skip her house? You're basically a toddler, Jamie sneered, his eyes narrowed, challenging. And 10-year-olds, well, we've got thin pride, brittle as dry leaves. So I told my friends to wait at the corner, my stomach a flutter of nervous excitement and growing dread. I puffed out my chest, trying to project a bravery I didn't feel, and marched straight up the cracked walk, past plastic skulls so faded they looked genuinely sheepish, almost ashamed of their meager attempt at fright. Each step felt heavier than the last, leading me closer to the unknown. She answered before the bell even finished its chime, as if she'd been waiting, just on the other side. Tall, gaunt, wrapped in a thick gray sweater despite the unseasonable warmth, her hair pulled back in a bun so impossibly tight it seemed to stretch her very skin, making her face appear taut and unnatural. Her smile was wrong, terribly, unsettlingly wrong. It split her face too wide, revealing teeth that looked less like human enamel and more like construction paper cutouts clumsily glued onto a paper plate. Without a single word, she lowered a cut crystal dish. Inside, 5 pieces of candy lay nestled on dark velvet, identical to normal ones in every way but one. A faint, ethereal, internal glow that pulsed softly like a trapped heartbeat. I hesitated, my hand trembling slightly, then, compelled by a force I couldn't understand, I took a single piece. The moment my fingers brushed against its cool, smooth wrapper, a shiver ran down my spine. She closed the door then, not slamming it, but in agonizing, slow motion, the heavy wooden slab inching shut, the deadbolt sliding home with a heavy final thud that echoed in my ears, like a coffin lid sealing shut. No happy Halloween. No threat. No sound at all. Save for that ominous click, just a profound, suffocating silence that tasted metallic, like old blood. Back on the sidewalk, my heart thrumming an anxious rhythm, I unwrapped it. The chocolate smelled sharp, almost citrusy, a strange, unexpected tang that didn't quite belong. I figured, in my 10-year-old naivete, it was just rich people buying weird, fancy brands. So, without another thought, I popped it in. The moment it cracked between my molars, a sudden, disorienting shift occurred. The very air around me changed. It grew thick, syrupy, heavy, as if I'd suddenly stepped into some unseen, suffocating bubble, separating me from the world I knew. My friends' voices, just moments ago a cacophony of excited chatter and laughter, stretched and warped, elongating unnaturally like old cassette tape left baking in the sun. They slowed, distorted into something unrecognizable, then snapped off entirely, leaving an abrupt, chilling silence. I spun around, my breath catching in my throat. The street was utterly, impossibly empty. My friends, the other trick-or-treaters, the distant parents, all gone.
I bolted towards the corner where we'd split up, my legs pumping, fueled by a desperate, animalistic terror. Same spot, yes, but now a low, moss-covered stone wall, ancient and crumbling, bordered the lawn, a wall that had never been there before. On it sat a kid in a pirate costume, his face completely hidden by a worn, shadowed tricorn hat. He seemed to have materialized from thin air. "You ate one too?" I could only manage a choked nod, my throat seized with fear. "Then you've got till sunrise," he continued, "stuck here. After that, your decoration." There, half-submerged shapes bulged unnervingly beneath the bark. A witch's hat, a faded clown wig, and most horrifying of all, a small, bony hand still clutching a plastic pumpkin, its plastic eyes staring blankly. My stomach folded in on itself, a cold, hard knot of pure terror. This wasn't a game. This was real. So, make yourself puke, then you barter. Trade something real for each one. A memory works best.
I slowly unclenched my own trick-or-treat bag, my fingers numb. Inside, nestled among the familiar Snickers and Smarties, sat 4 more glowing pieces. 4 pieces I absolutely did not remember collecting, pieces that hadn't been there before. I swore it. They pulsed with a faint internal light, mirroring the one I'd eaten. I picked one up, my hand shaking. Instantly, a vivid, cherished memory surged. My dad, his big, calloused hand steady and reassuring on the back of my bike seat, teaching me to ride. The triumph of finally balancing. The candy brightened, pulsing with an almost eager, hungry light, ready to devour that precious moment. I almost let it go, almost surrendered that irreplaceable piece of my past. But then I hesitated, a horrifying thought striking me. If I forgot how to balance, that fundamental skill, would I even remember how to run from this nightmare? I dropped it back inside the bag with a clatter, the streetlights above fluttering erratically, like they were losing patience.
Trade. Take my fear of the dark. Already have that. Something sweeter. The door's unlocked, but the street decides.
So, if you've got a Halloween rule everyone ignores, that one house, that one street, that one thing, or maybe a piece of candy you're suddenly feeling a little unsure about, a strange tingle on your tongue, go ahead and drop your story in the comments below. I read every single one. And who knows, maybe your warning, your shared experience, will keep the next kid, the next innocent soul, from biting off more than their memory can pay. If you're into true horror, the kind that lingers and whispers in the dark, make sure you hit that subscribe button. The next one drops at midnight. That house? It still sits there, a silent, watchful sentinel at the very end of Maple. Some years the lights are on, decorations sparse, almost mocking, the candy dish seemingly ready for unsuspecting hands. Every Halloween, without fail, I plant myself on the opposite curb. Phone out, pretending to record some silly TikTok, my eyes, however, are scanning. Counting the kids who walk up, brave and foolish, and counting the ones who walk back out. Most do, but each year, there's always one who doesn't, one who disappears into that silence. So, if you ever trick or treat on my block, on any block, and you find a silver-wrapped chocolate that feels unnervingly warm in your palm, pulsing faintly, please, do me a favor. Don't unwrap it. Don't even think about it. Just drop it in the nearest storm drain, let it be swallowed by the dark, and keep walking. Because once you taste what she's offering, once you let that sweetness touch your tongue, the only way home, the only way back to your own reality, is through everything you're willing to forget, every piece of yourself you're willing to leave behind.